This is where the journey of our future Biograft main begins. They started up the game out of curiosity about a high quality fighting game on Roblox that everyone is talking about. As they look through the classes, Biograft especially catches their eye. Perhaps they were impressed by a more experienced Biograft player that was just destroying the whole server while they were trying out some classes for the first time, or something about the class just resonated with them. Regardless, these Biograft players are usually clueless, but they enjoy the speed and abilities that Biograft has to offer. This is where our future Biograft main realizes that Biograft is actually incredibly fragile. If they haven't noticed the low health pool yet, they quickly feel it as they die super fast in big fights. They think that the class is way too hard, and as a result, some Biograft get frustrated by this and switch to a class that doesn't die as fast, just to, catch a break. This experimentation helps them understand how other classes work and leads to a greater appreciation of the game. However, most players stop playing Biograft at this point and switch to a different class. If our Biograft main hasn't quit the class at this point, this is the stage in which they get their first MVP game with Biograft, an experience that confirms that they think that Biograft is really fun actually. They now know for sure that they want to main Biograft. This success drives them to keep improving, inspired by the skill of other Biograft players they've seen. It motivates them to just do well in games, but not necessarily to become better as a player. They just think the funny numbers on the MVP screen looks cool. Okay then, let's see. That was such a good game, bro. Yeah, I fucking knew it. I'm so fucking good at this game. Now our Biograft main is getting the hang of the class. They score a lot of kills and often rush into enemy players. Sometimes they even get rewarded for their aggression. The high damage output of the class leads them to focus intensely on offense, often just holding down M1 throughout the whole game without knowing why it's actually useful, which it actually is somehow, but ignore that. Although they lack a sense of health management, they are effective at dealing damage. They also get super excited by the occasional undeserved 12 kill game that they get. Rising high from the Ravy stage, in this stage, our Biograft main starts to realize that some classes are just harder to handle than others. They begin to approach different classes with varying strategies, believing that they have mastered Biograft. However, this overconfidence often leads them to overextend and underestimate their opponents, resulting in, well, surprising defeats. Yeah. Subspace, come here, you're gonna, okay. Hyper Laser, you're gonna, oh my god, man, they're so These moments of humility teach that they need to be more careful and strategize a bit more. This is also the stage where our Biograft main picks a skin to be using for the rest of their life. This usually ends up being Betagraft or CocoGraft, but some stick with base Biograft and Biocarft too. At this stage, our Biograft main comes to the realization that they are not the best player in the world. They start noticing their mistakes after getting humbled repeatedly. They seek advice from other players and learn that Biograft isn't just about dealing damage. It also involves a lot of health management, positioning, and using your mobility properly. They may even discover that Echo Execution can one-shot enemies at a certain health range, which is information that they only learned about just now for some reason, unless they actually read the information on the class thing menu or something. They strive to apply these tips, but they struggle a bit to execute them perfectly. They avoid katanas at all costs and focus on attacking hyperlasers and medkits, perhaps a little too fixatedly, until they get humbled by a hyperlaser again. At this point, our Biograft main has been playing the game for so long that they understand the class almost perfectly. They learn how to maneuver around opponents, dodge attacks, and manage their health. They start getting MVPs more frequently and might even begin pub stomping occasionally. Many mistake them for a Raby stage Biograft player, but they die significantly less often. They comprehend the importance of retreats and become skilled players. Some even start calling them sweaty. At this point, boredom with playing Biograft has begun to set in, making our main try different classes. They try out nearly every other class, enjoying them and learning how these classes counter Biograft. This phase gives another moment to their interest in Biograft, driving them to use this newfound information to actually use this against other people in their games. Whenever other classes don't quite fit the matchup, however, and they're losing the game, they still switch to Biograft just to, prove a point that doesn't even exist. Okay, so this is actually pretty fun, but oh my god, man. Okay, fuck this. I hate this fucking people. I'm gonna fucking show it. After realizing that there isn't going to be another class that's going to make them feel just right, they go back to Biograft, but armed with knowledge from other classes. Our Biograft main begins to exploit weaknesses in the other classes, and they start achieving 20 kill games more frequently, becoming a big threat in their matches. They start entering scrims, and although they're not dominating just yet, they are confident in their choice to main Biograft now, and they will not be separated from the class ever again. This is it. The Biograft main has done everything there is to do with Biograft. They excel in open servers, pro servers, and in scrims. They might not be the best Biograft player in the world, since, well, no one can really claim that title definitively, but they can defeat almost any opponent they face. These players pave the way for newer players to also become a future Biograft main, making the cycle repeat over and over again.